Well, hello, good evening, and good afternoon, good morning, somewhere out there, wherever part of the world you are in. Joining me this evening, today is Sunday, and it is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Your hostess with the mostest, E.V.E. Yes, it is a wonderful evening. It's been peaceful. I hope that you have been enjoying this day thus far. We still have a few hours left of our day in this region, in this side of the world, in Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area. Um, I'd like to discuss a few issues. For those of you that know me, um, one, I am a Christian, I am a believer, and I'm not going to deny that publicly. Two, I like to speak truth. And three, I like to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Being on the radio for going on, wow, 14 years already this October, um, has allowed me to speak on so many different topics, as well as, with my co host, Juan M. Andrade, on that show. But I've also had another show on the radio, and that was once was The Advocate, then it turned out to be Real Talk with EVE, then Sound Off with EVE, or It's All About You with EVE, and then Sound Off with EVE. And so that show lasted for about 6 years. Um, and I just uh, take this serious because I've been given a voice, and I just want to run a little bit of history of some of the things that I've done in the community. And there's a reason why I'm sharing this. So just hang tight with me. And I just want to thank you for joining me tonight. It is a Sunday evening. Some of you are probably watching the Super Bowl. If it's still going on, I do not know. But one thing that I will ask before I go into some history about the things that I've gone through and done in the region. As we are watching this game, I'm not into sports, but as you are watching the game, you can hit replay if this is a replay for you after the show is over. But as you're all betting on what team is going to win and being entertained um, during halftime, there's other things that are happening. And you have seen me bring in a couple of times the founder of Rahab's Daughters. Well, I want to give a huge shout out to the boots on the ground that are right now in Las Vegas helping to rescue the victims of human trafficking. There are women and children. If you have not gone to the website, please go to rahabsdaughters.org. It is a non for profit, it is an international organization founded by a survivor. If you have not watched those videos of the interviews, please go back and get informed. Right now, we have the team out there to rescue as many as possible, but it takes funding to do so. The team is also planning on going to the Olympics, and that's in Paris in July. So I am doing a ask again. As a board member of Rahab's Daughters, I am reaching out to each and every one of you that's watching this show to donate. No amount is too small. Go hit the donate button on rahabsdaughters.org. Um, and part of that human trafficking that's happening, the government, people that are well off, men and women, are using those funds for fun, as some of you are watching this game, and we're reaching out to the Christian athletes to keep that in mind and to also jump on this movement and help support the organization and help stop human trafficking. So let's fight against human trafficking. And that's not just sexual trafficking, but labor trafficking, child labor trafficking. So, with that, I want to talk to you about some things that have been really heavy on my heart. And, I was in prayer and I was like, should I come on the show today? I missed it last Sunday. Yes, sometimes my schedule does not permit, but I am going to do my best to make sure that I bring this show every Sunday at 8 p.m. because it's not about me. It's about the information and the guests that I bring on and have some real talk, some heart to heart talk. And that's what I want to do in these next 20 some minutes, if you allow me to. Um, as you and many have read, seen in the news all over, that it's just gotten to my stomach, to my spirit about what's taken place in the border. And I don't want to be one more media to talk about the border, but I will talk about what some media don't really talk about. And as you heard the founder, Rahab's daughter, talk to you through this show about the increase in trafficking because of the open borders. Granted, as I speak right now, several states, including the state of Illinois, um, have sent or have deployed soldiers um, to Texas to help with that situation with the influx of refugees or people crossing the border. Not all of that is good, people. I'm a humanitarian. I love helping people. Um, I have a big heart for people. Coming from a child of an immigrant, that was my father back in the '60s. Being an interpreter has allowed me to see so many things that happen in the legal realm. Being an activist and an advocate has also allowed me to see so many things that should not be happening, or we should um, have a legal system that can work on behalf of not only our American citizens, but the undocumented. Now, don't jump to conclusions just yet, what I am trying to say. So bear with me, folks. I have been serving in the community for 30 plus years. I'm a servant leader, um, a public servant. I'm nowhere near a politician. And some of you know the definition of a politician. Some call it politics. I call it a pile of tricks. Now, one thing that we know, or that I know, and I hope you get to know, is that we've been lied to. How have we been lied to? Well, when you read an article, don't jump to it and believe it. What I'm asking all of you is to really take to heart of what's happening, but do your own research. Don't run off at the mouth and believe what someone says right away. Back in my high school, I graduated from a private Catholic high school in Northwest Indiana. And one thing that stuck with me from this nun was believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Now, when you get a coin, does it not have two sides? Yes, just like the truth. There's two sides to each story. And to my colleagues, I know people make scandal for profit. They will twist things in their article or in the news to sway you one way or another. This is a presidential election year, and we have heard it from the lefties and the righties. I'm front and center. I'm neither from one nor the other. I am for what is best for the greater good, for what's best for America and those living in it. There's a lot of undocumented families here in America that have been here for longer than 10 years. Allow me to share some information. I come from Mexico. I was born in Mexico and I became a naturalized citizen in the 90s. So just bear with me, folks. Don't jump to conclusions. Lead not to your own understanding, okay? Um, I had asked Google, and I don't know how accurate this is, but the I don't like to use the word illegal. I rather use the word undocumented. Okay, so bear with me. This is my show, and these are the words I'm going to use. But I'm reading this. Illegal immigrant population of the United States peaked by 2007 when it was at 12.2 million and 4% of the total US population. estimates in 2016 put the number of illegal immigrants at 10.7 million. Did you hear that number? 10.7 million, representing a 3.3% of total US population since the Great Recession. Well, I'm pretty sure, folks, that that number has risen since 2018. As a matter of fact, um, and I'm not just talking about Hispanics that are here, we're talking Asians, Haitians, um, African descent that have come to United States and they're still undocumented. Now, as an advocate that I've been for quite a bit of years, I would say 20 plus years, that I've advocated for the non-English speaking community and not just the Spanish speaking community, is to make sure that they are offering information in Spanish and in Haitian or the language that they know, in Polish, um, in Tagalog, or whatever other languages we speak in this country, because they have been vetted in this country. They have paid taxes, paid dues, and then some. They have kept the currency rotating, circulating. I'm talking currency as in cash. And I'm speaking on behalf right now of my Latinos, my Mexicanos, my Mexican people, because I am originally from Mexico. Kudos to the hardworking agriculture workers. They're the ones that had kept the meals on our table, especially our vegetables, our fruits. I'm not saying that it's okay to come in this country illegally, because I know not other countries are not allowing it. We have to have passports to go to another country. And this is the only country that requires a visa to come in. In the entire world, this is the only country that is requiring a visa. Okay, going back to the many millions of undocumented individuals that are here in this country. Millions, people, millions. Now, do your math. How much money do you think that is being created and made in this country and paid into their taxes? Keep in mind, they're circulating the cash. I know my people pay in cash for a car, especially a really nice truck, and they buy things, right? They buy homes with I-10 numbers. What is an I-10 number, Eve? An E.V.E number, right? That is an IRS number that's given to them legally so that they can file their taxes. Well, thanks to some institutions, financial institutions, they can also open up bank accounts with that I-10 number. They can also purchase homes with that number. Here again, opening opportunities to circulate the money, to bring more money to America. Now, some of my people do not ask for refunds, don't file taxes, but yet they're tax deducted when they are making an income. So, where am I going with this and the border? You may say that I should be in favor, because I'm from Mexico, of what's happening at our borders. I'm not in favor of that. And it's not Mexicans coming through the border like that. It's a little bit of everything coming through the border. South America. Okay. And we don't know what else is coming through. The cartels, traffickers, smugglers, all of that's coming through the borders. But what about the people that have been here 10, 15, 20 years, that are vetted in this country? Now, I've spoken to some political candidates, to some politicians about this issue, that they may not be thinking about it. And they're probably thinking about solutions right now with the issue at the borders. Wow, that's a bigger problem issue that you are all not talking about this. Um, an associate of mine shared a video with me that the mainly Mexicans, or Latinos, went to DC to protest. What about us? Can we get a work permit? Well, you may hear or may have heard that people that are come through the borders in these last 2 years, the millions that have come through, um, gotten a work permit, gotten free health care, a lot of free stuff. While other people that have been here 10, 15, 20 years don't qualify to get any of that stuff. What's wrong with this picture? Feel free to jot down the questions, your comments. I am reading them. Thank you for joining me, my Twitch TV viewers, LinkedIn, YouTubers, and my Facebookers. I am adding Instagram to this as well. I want more people to have this platform and use it to express your thoughts and your feelings. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm just doing some real talk, transparency, people. I've been in prayer daily with what's happening in the border. Again, I love helping people, but wrong is wrong. Chaos is chaos, and that's not of God. I don't believe it is. And so this has been disturbing my spirit. It's been heavy in my heart. What about the people that have been here all these years? I mean, am I making some sense here, people? I know not a lot of you are probably watching this show, but we call it replay. Thank goodness for that because of the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that I'm in competition with them. I don't care too much about sports, but what I do care about is what's really happening right now in Vegas with the innocent women and children that are being trafficked for sex. So, over of the 40 million immigrants in the country in 2010, 13.9 million responded that they came to the United States in 2000 or later. We need some type of solution here, folks. And I'm speaking to you that are in politics, that are policy changers. And I may be one of those one of these days. I don't know if that is what God wants me to do, but I'm not about politics. Just wanted to be transparent with you of what's been heavy in my heart. Also, education. It's been heavy in my heart too, because it's becoming too political. Some school cities have become too political that they forget the reason why they are there as educators. Legislators, work together with the educators. Don't make it about you. Make it about the greater good. Just the other day, let me see if I can share this with you. And I don't want to bash people, but I couldn't swallow this. And this is our current president. I don't need to say names because you all know who the current president is. And God bless him. I mean, I always say just got to pray for them. Just got to pray for our politicians, for a better America, for better leaders or stronger um, leaders. Um, let's see. Border Patrol in San Diego sector apprehends thousands of migrants from 73 countries in 1 week. See, now they're getting together, right? Now they're really stressing the fact that, hey, this is becoming a bigger issue. Jesus, help us. I'm sorry, I'm looking for the link. I thought I had it right in front of me. It was our president in a speech that kind of like left me dumbfounded. Listen here. See if I can play it. Just bear with me, okay? I'm going somewhere with this. I just really want you all to really think about these things. It's not about a party anymore. We're way beyond that. It's about a person, the people that are running for office or that are currently in office. I don't know if they brought that, if the video is down. Let's see if it's going to work for me. Let's see. And I'm not speaking in favor or against anybody. I just want to share information here with you. Biden attacks Trump for opposing border bill, threatens to make immigration a campaign issue. First of all, he's the one that opened the borders here. This may be boring to you, but I'm going somewhere with this. Wow, the video can actually work. For those of you, it's Fox News, but this is Biden talking. You can look up the headlines. Biden attacks Trump for opposing border bill, threatens to make immigration a campaign issue. This video is not working for me right now. I'm going to refresh my page and see if it comes up. If it doesn't, at least you know what the title is so that you can. Okay, here we go.
Work to get this done
Listen to this.
over the finish line, and I want to be clear.
Hope you can
Doing
hear
nothing
this.
is not an option. Republicans have to decide. For years, they said they want to secure the border. Now they have the strongest border bill this country has ever seen. We're seeing statements about how many oppose the bill now. Look, I understand the former president is desperately trying to stop this bill because he's not interested in solving the border problem. He wants a political issue to run against me. They've all but said that across the board. No one really denies that I'm aware of. The American people want a solution that puts an end to the empty political rhetoric, which has failed to do anything for so long. We have to get the resources to the border to get the job done. So Republicans have to decide, who do they serve? Donald Trump or the American people? Are they here to solve problems or just weaponize those problems for political purposes?
What's
I know
he
my
doing?
answer. I serve the American people.
Right.
I'm here to solve problems.
Right.
Just months ago, the Republicans were asking for this exact bill to deal with the border, to provide support for Ukraine and Israel. And now it's here. And they're saying, never mind, never mind. Folks, we've got to move past this toxic politics.
Really?
It's time to stop playing games with the world waiting and watching. And by the way, the world is waiting. The world is watching.
Yeah.
They are waiting and watching
We sure
what
are.
we're going to do. We can't continue to let petty partisan politics get in the way of our responsibility. We're a great nation. It's not acting like a great nation. So I'm calling on Congress to pass this bill. Get to my desk immediately. But if the bill fails, I want to be absolutely clear about something. The American people are going to know why it failed. I'll be taking this issue to the country. And the voters are going to know that it's not just a moment. Just at the moment, we're going to secure the border and fund these other programs.
Secure the border.
Republicans said no.
Who opened the border?
Because they're afraid of Donald Trump. Afraid of Donald Trump. Every day between now and
well, us Christians are not afraid of anybody, right?
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
Ooh.
It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them, not for anyone else. I know who I work for. I work for the American people. It's almost like this. We have to remember who in God's name we are.
In God's name.
We're the United States of America.
Right.
I've said it many times. There's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together.
That is so true.
We're
if we
right
do
on
it
the
together.
verge of doing it together. I hope and pray they find reason to reconsider blowing this up.
I hope and pray also too. My respects to our President Biden. Who opened the borders? Who allowed everyone to come through like that, like a free-for-all? While children are being trafficked. There's a lot of unaccompanied children. I just want you to really take a look, touch your heart, and really think about what is really important here. It's not about Trump or Biden, Republican or Democrat. It's about the leaders, those that are there leading to destruction. It's what it sounds like to me, but yet you're here for America. When you come to vote, when you come to vote, when you go to vote, don't vote because you're hardcore Republican or hardcore Democrat. Vote because you're hardcore for the people, for us Americans, for the greater good, to make America greater, not great again, greater than we were before, To my Latinos, I'm here with you and for you. I will continue to be at the table when I am permitted to sit at the table and be your voice. I'm not a politician. Don't get it twisted, people. I have been servant leader for years without asking for a dime. Now, would you do that if you weren't getting paid? We all need to step up to the plate. We all really need to do our own homework, our due diligence, and do our own research and think for ourselves and not allow media to think for us, to sway us one way or another, to have wisdom and discernment, to know what's true. You know, there's your truth, my truth, and the truth. And I'm interested in the truth. I'm interested in what are we doing to come together. You heard Biden say, when we work together, when we come together, we work better. There's power in numbers, but we need to settle our differences or put our differences aside and work on the common thing that we have here in this country. And that is to make this country stronger, richer. We have gone with, trillions of dollars in deficit when we are needing that money here in this country. And now we have the Coast Guard or military being deployed down south to the borders to bring order. Was that truly necessary to open up the borders like that? Because now it's costing us more money to try to fix the problem at the borders. We need to stop pointing the finger, because when you point one this way, three of them are pointing back at you. So if you are a politician, please touch your heart and do it for the righteous reasons. Run for office if you will, if that's what you're doing, but for the right reasons. Let's not be selfish, and let's not say, well, what's in it for me if I help XYZ? I felt the need that I needed to be transparent and to talk a little bit about this because it's been heavy in my heart. I've met some new candidates out here in Indiana, in Illinois, or power to you. God is still on the throne, no matter who wins. As media, I am not particularly to talk about my personal preference because it's my personal preference. Some things need to be kept private. You can assume that I'm left or right, assume all you want, but it's not about a party anymore, people. Take a look at who's running for office. Do your research, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian. I think we need to start looking for another party, in all honesty. And I'm not saying this on a personal standpoint, I'm saying this as a general point of view here for everyone, that we need to do our own due diligence as American citizens, as legal residents. There's a lot of undocumented people here, as media brings the word illegal. And by all means, do not call people aliens. You should know who created that word aliens. Undocumented people is what I want to call them. I'm not calling no one an illegal alien. My father was never an illegal alien, but according to the term in English that was created, that is the word. But that is not the respected word to call a human being, people. Yes, an alien is something foreign. Some things were not created for black and browns. You know, I'm speaking truth. I just said I'm going to be transparent. Real talk about real issues, people. It's a spiritual warfare at its best right now. We need to come together. We are stronger in numbers. I know what I mean and I know what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. And I just felt that my spirit was pushing me that I needed to share some issues that are happening right now as I speak. And I pray that it's you hearing this, that you do something about it. Too many times we just talk about it and not being about it. You hear that? Too many times we talk about it and not be about it. So let's say put your money where your mouth is. Let's support where we need to support and make change for the greater good and stop making it about us because it's not about me. I'm just the vessel, I'm just the messenger that needed to share some things on this show. Real Talk with E.V.E show. If there is a topic that you'd like to bring up, that you'd like for me to talk about, bring an expert, by all means, I have a lot stored here, a lot of experts that we can bring to the table and do some more real talk. Keep in mind, this isn't a presidential election year. Stay prayed up, folks. And it's about what is great for all of us. All of us. So, with that being said, my time is up. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. I love you. Whether you like what I said or didn't, I'm still going to love you, and you can't do anything about it. Okay? So, without further ado, we'll be back next Sunday. 8 p.m. is the new time. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. With that, I guess I gotta go. Love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening and a great start of the week. Be amazing. Be incredible. Be the change you want to see. Until next time. Good night.